Irises, hello. We are back with another video, and we want everyone to know that this is a month, February, that is celebrated for many reasons. We want to say welcome. Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining us tonight. This is your inspiration, motivation for this new month we just started. The video's a little late. I was really tired, but I could not fall asleep without some words of encouragement to all those going through the month of February. For some, they're happy. As a king. Some, and foolish, though it may seem. Some are just falling in love this month. Falling. And some of us are falling out of what they call love. But what is love, Irises? This is inspirational spiritual experiences. We have a channel geared toward what the world needs now, and that's love. Love for community, love for one another, love for the world and all it represents. But what does love have to do with it? How is love the heart of the matter? Well, that's what we're going to be doing our series on, Irises. A series on the anatomy of love. You know, what is love? Why is it so celebrated? Why is it so discouraged when thought upon when someone has experienced heartbreak? Is it not a wonderful thing? I mean, they've had so many people write songs about love, ballads about the very concept and thought of love. Well, we're going to explore that more this month of February. We're doing this love series in honor of the founder, Dr. Love, who was born this month. And we're going to celebrate it all month long. The very essence, the very thought, the very fact, the very concept of love. Now, when love has a problem, when the heart has a problem, love is going to have a problem. Because how can you love without a heart? Now, we're going to possibly be reading a couple of books this month. We're looking at a couple that we will be possibly featuring. So stay tuned to that. But some thought that there are cures for a broken heart. There's a concept that we want you to go with us with. It's a concept when there's heart problems, love problems. There's a concept called Takisubo. I want you to do a little research on that. It literally means octopus pocket. A problem with the heart. That some people, once they've fallen out of love, going through a divorce, a team is lost, some people upset the Bengals are in. But, Irises, we're going to talk about not having the Takisubo of the heart. We're going to explore a little bit more about it tomorrow, but I want you to join us. We're possibly going to be going live probably maybe 1 or 2 times a day this month. We're going to see if we have enough anatomy to go over. But I want you to look that up. You know, it says the year of the tiger. What kind of tiger we're talking about? Tiger Balm? No, we're not talking about some pain remedy. Tiger, I know them. It's the Chinese New Year celebrating the Bengals. I mean, no, the tiger. It's the year of the tiger. So there's a lot of things getting aligned in reference to the world and the new phase we're in. There's a lot of concerning things going on the horizon. But some of these things we cannot fix. But one thing we can fix is our perception on what we have in life and what we will do and won't do in life. Love is not just a concept, Iris. We want you to picture love as an essential in life, whether you get the love from a parent, the love from a spouse, the love from a child, the love from an animal, maybe even love from your creator. This is Interracial Spiritual Experiences. We are trying to promote a community where love is at the heart of the matter. Our topic tonight is the heart of the matter, but it's also kickstarting Black History Month as well. And we definitely want to celebrate that as well. And, you know, select down in the chat below if you're not finding the love you need in your community. We want you to come over here to Interracial Spiritual Experiences. We have a dating website also by the same name, interracialspiritualexperiences.com. Join our site, join our community. Why be lonely is what we're saying. We're just trying to find ways to definitely kickstart 2022 off to a fantastic year. So let's talk interracial marriages. Interracial marriages, the definition, is a marriage involving spouses who belong to different races or racial ethnicities. In the past, such marriages were outlawed. Nazi Germany and apartheid in South Africa definitely, epitomized that. And in 1960, interracial marriages were forbidden by law in 31 of the U.S. states. But now it's no longer a forbidden taboo. So there are some interracial marriages that are winning. We just want to make sure all of you all are on the winning team, wherever you might find love. Don't let today's standards or yesterday's standards make you miss out on this concept of love. So what's the success rate of interracial marriages? Interracial marriages, by statistics, the 1995 National Survey of Family Growth said that in the 10 years after they were married, interracial couples had a rate of separation of divorce that is different from the norm. Among newlyweds, the most likely couples to be newlyweds were native-born Hispanics and Asians. 36.2% of native-born Hispanics, both men and women, married out compared to 14%. 32% of native-born Asians married out compared to 11% of foreign-born Asians. And we have seen there's a high rate of interracial marriages between some of the women in Africa and some of those on the Asian continent. There's a disparity around the world for good men and good women. Find them where you might. So I know in some of the Asian countries, their female birth rates were very low, and those surviving to adulthood, and they caused a gap in what men could find in their country. So there are some that are traveling out and seeking families where they may. Now, some of the reasons why some interracial marriages fail is the inability for couples to handle the differences, failure to talk about the stresses one or both of them are experiencing. There are therapists that do specialize in interracial couples. So again, if you're having issues with matters of the heart, and you all can't see eye to eye, go to therapy. Therapy is not a bad word. It is not a foreign concept. Whatever you might do to continue the love that was sparked when you first got together is definitely good. So some people ask, well, looking at other statistics about couples, um, the percentage of there's definitely percentages out there, but don't get discouraged, irises, that what you're looking for is out there. You cannot let your heart be so discouraged that you lose sight, and now it becomes a matter of the heart. Definitely needing to remember that life is what you make it, irises. You can sit here and think that the statistics and the status quo is against you, or you can jump in just like Loving versus Virginia, an intermarriage in the U.S. And it talked about a landmark decision that legalized interracial marriages. 1 in 6 newlyweds are married to someone of a different race. So you're not in the minority. You are in a up and coming, rising concept of looking for love in all the places that matter. So Loving versus Virginia is a beautiful story. That's our first interracial couple of February that we want you to do a little research on. Now, this marriage, this union, happened on November the 4th, 1874. And it became legal during that time when Anthony Kinney, a black man, and Martha, and this is before Loving versus Virginia, how there were some issues with different things, and how that landmark decision on June the 12th, 1967, rejected any anti-interracial marriage law. So now you can no longer be put in jail just because you decided to date outside your race. And we're going to say outside your ethnic group, because we're all one race, and that's the human race. Yes, there are disadvantages of interracial marriages. You may face some derogatory comments in public, loss of contact and friends and family that disapprove, negative comments on online and in media, negative stereotyping, open hostility and intimidation, rejection from family, or being disinherited. I mean, this is a long list. Are you up for the challenge? How bad do you want to find the one? Are you willing to cross racial boundaries? There's a sense of isolation, but in isolation, you can be isolated and not even dating outside your race. Stares, insult, jibes, slights, whispers. But to go through all that, Loving versus Virginia was such a landmark story of love that crossed all kinds of boundaries. They were in it for the long haul. How willing are you to tackle some of these issues? There's a pros and cons of everything, So there's several books you can read on the matter. There's Interracial Romance. That's one book. Saga is another one. The Color of Water by James McBride. Richard Powers, A Time of Our Singing, Mixed Up. So several books, if you want to look at some of those to get inspired on your new journey. I mean, we're in 2022. How long are we going to continue in this trying to decide what we want and whom we want? It's called going where you are celebrated and not just tolerated. Right, Irises?
You'll never know how slow the moments go till I'm near to you.
What I'm saying is the very, very, very concept of love. Let's explore that as we continue in 2022. But why don't you just look up Tai Kisubo? Some of us might have experienced that. Some people, this is the concept of when there was a divorce, a separation from the one you thought was the one, and the devastating consequences thereof. But is there a cure? Is there a healing for the heart? Well, we're going to pursue that as well. So we want to just pop in right quick, start talking about the anatomy of love. We're going to be talking about different body parts and how they relate to love, the mind, the emotion, the heart. But tonight was about the heart of the matter. How willing are you to get your heart involved? Yes, there might be some hurt. Yeah, there might be some pros and cons. But the concept is the very essence of life, being loved. Go where you're celebrated, Irises. And we'll check you out tomorrow. Stay tuned. We're going to have another live stream then. Signing out. The very thought of love. Good night, Irises.